Hey everybody, hello. We are having a discussion tonight. We are having an open dialogue tonight. I am on my I am on my computer, on my YouTube live, and I am on here live with you all. We are going to have an open dialogue about this whole Tabitha Brown Target DEI conversation. I want to hear y'all's thoughts, your opinions, what you think. Let's have an open discussion about it because I think we're missing the whole big picture. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. If y'all want to come up and say your thoughts, how you feel about it, what you're going to do, I'd love for you to come on up and share your opinions. I'd love for you to come on up and share your opinions because it's super important. I want to see how and what you're going to be doing. Are you a huge Target shopper? You know, all of the things. So let's have an open conversation about it. Let's talk. Let's see what's next. How are you gonna move? What are you gonna do about it? Do you even think this is gonna affect you? You don't care. What are the things? So that's what I'd like to know. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a whole dialogue about this. I'm sorry. I'm on my YouTube live as well. I'm on here with you all. And I don't know why it has the background like this. Hold on, y'all. I want to have a whole conversation though about this DEI thing. But I'm not sure. Hold on, y'all. I'm switching the enhancement. I didn't mean for it to not have me on here. I do want myself to be on here and you. So if you want to join, won't you request to become up? There I am. I want I want to have an open dialogue and conversation about this whole DEI and how it's going to affect us. You know, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do anything? Are you going to keep shopping at Targets? What are you going to do? You know, do you even care? Do you even care? So those are my questions. Do you even care? Do you even care? So if you'd like to, I'd love for you to come up. I'd love to have a dialogue with you in regards to the whole thing. What are your thoughts? How are you going to move in this uncertainty of, hold on one second, my background. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. How are you going to move in this uncertainty? Do you even care? Does this even affect you? Do you think it doesn't affect you? I want to hear your opinion on this. So if you'd like to come up, join me because I want to have a whole conversation about this because this is not just going to affect, I don't think people really understand. This is not just going to affect anti-tab. This is going to affect 1,088 products that are currently in Target stores. 1,088. Now that's a lot of products. That's a lot of products in Targets that we're not just talking about anti-tab. We're talking about 1,088 products. We're talking about not just anti-tab. What about the lip bar? What about I wrote down a few. What about the Hustle and Clean? What about Black Girl sunscreen? What about I saw a Black Beard culture brands, the games. What about Fresh Dolls? What about all these other products? So it's not just affecting Aunt Tab. Y'all do understand that. This is not just affecting Aunt Tab. This is affecting a whole lot more than just on tab. And how do you really feel about it? What do you think? What are your thoughts on it? So if you'd like to come up, please join me. please join me. Um, okay, so I have one person watching. I have Shot Yvette. So if y'all like to come up, please come up because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Because this is a lot. This is a lot of products. This is not just a few products. It's 1,088 products that's going to be affected by Target's decision. 1,088 products. So that's a lot of products. That's not a small thing. And so what do y'all think about it? How do you feel? Will you be still shopping at Targets? Are you just going cold turkey in the whole boycott? What are your thoughts and your opinions? Y'all put them in the comment. If y'all want to come up, please come up. Hold on one second. Let me see. Somebody wanted to come up. Invite. If y'all want to come up, put a request because I'd really like to see your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions because this is serious. This is really going to affect us in a whole lot of ways, and it's not just Auntie Tab that it's affecting, and that's what people aren't thinking about. This is not just affecting Auntie Tab. This is affecting a lot of people, and so let's just think about it. Love corkscrew, black girl magic, black and bold, the coffee, partake, play pits. So these are all the things, these are all the people that it's going to affect. And that's just a few people. That's not all the people. So 1,088 people. So we keep talking about Auntie Tab because she's been the face that we've been seeing. But what about all these other brands? What about all these other brands that are not going to be here? Let's have some really people. Let's have some talk. Let's have a real discussion about it. Cancel them all. Oh, wait. Come on, Natalie. I got to hear your... Come on, Natalie. Come up here. Uh-oh. Natalie said cancel them all. Wait. Cancel them all. Why? Natalie said cancel them all. Why did you say cancel them all, Natalie? Oh, I can't. I want to hear this. I got to hear this. Natalie said cancel them all. Natalie, why do you say cancel them all, sis?
Because
Hey,
this all just like frustrates me so much, but it's like not even just like us, like our people that are going to be like suffering from this. It's like people who need social security. It's going to be like there's so many just different groups that are actually going to be affected by this that people aren't really realizing. And our money talks. You know what I mean? So like by us not doing that, like I canceled my Target membership today. Bruh, I love Target. Like that's a love relationship for me. So that was like okay, but also like we have to do something. And it feels like, everything's been ran by billionaires right now. So what do they care about most? Money. Money talks. So where you put your money matters.
yeah, but right now I'm focused on brands because I'm a business owner. And so I'm
Yes.
focused on brands. How is this going to affect not only one brand? Everybody keeps focusing on Auntie Tab and we love Auntie Tab, but it's 1,088 products inside of Target that are black owned. 1,088 products. That's a whole lot of products.
It really is. Do you
That's
think for how long though?
I don't know. Some of them have different contracts, and that's what people don't seem to understand. It's based off of your contract. It's based off of how your product is being moved, how your product is moving.
Yeah, good idea, Gene. I like that. Yeah, just buy straight from them instead of buying it from Target. Go to their websites and buy their products.
Yeah, the only problem with that, hold on, I'm gonna bring Gene up. Hold on, Gene. I'm gonna bring you up for a second because I want to ask you a question about that. I want to ask a question about that. You say just by, hold on, do a request, Gene. I want you to come up because I want people keep saying that, but they're not really thinking about the magnitude of what that really takes. The magnitude of you purchasing directly from them because Tabitha just doesn't have one product. She has across the board. She has apparel. She has hair. She
Food.
has so as a she has alcohol and she has food. So those are four different things. She doesn't have a warehouse. She doesn't. Her brand was not built to scale with all of those different things. So how can she move? Like how can she just jump in and do that? You see what I'm saying? And people
Yeah.
aren't thinking about that. They're just saying boycott, but and she should have her own, but it's not that easy.
It's very true. So do you just go there and only buy those products and buy the rest of your stuff somewhere else?
Yeah, because hey, I want Audacity to jump in too because we really need to think about Auntie Tab is she's just one vessel in there. We have 1,088 different products, and so if y'all have to remember, and it's based off of doors, and when they say doors, that means how many stores they have for all of their products. And that when you heard Auntie Tab say doors, that's what she was talking about. Hey Audacity, how you doing, sis?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. So I want you to jump into the conversation because everybody keeps saying, "Oh, let's just boycott it. She needs to have her own distribution." And I'm telling them is it's not that easy. And she's not the only one being affected.
I think from what I've been seeing and hearing, listening to, people are not pleased with her response because they want something that's shocking. They want to move. They want to jump. They ready to do something. But she's being very strategic. She's being very methodical. And I do understand what she's saying, having worked with brands that are on shelves and Targets, three of them. Um, I I just I caution people to understand that if you're in a contract with a retail outlet of that size, then you can't just go in there and start taking your stuff off the shelf. That ain't how you take product off shelf because the penalties and breach of contract is real. And we don't want to put them in a position to where, now the brand is at risk. And so I understand what Tab is saying, and I don't want us to be used as COINTELPRO in this situation, meaning that I don't want them to get us to do their dirty work by winding us up and then we get on their agenda unknowingly and we do what they wanted to do anyway, but they use us to do it. And the way that I've been really summing this up that hits home for me is that I feel like we can't cut our nose to spite our face, and we can't get no bread if they don't get no cheese. I'm gonna keep saying that. We
Yep.
can't get no bread if they don't get no cheese. So if I have to starve Target at the expense of black businesses, I'm with that. If it's a way for me to starve them and my people can still eat, cool. But I don't think it's gonna work out like that. I think we're gonna have to get the pie and get them a slice.
Yeah, and I agree. And how do you feel about that? That Natalie.
Yeah, like I totally get that aspect of it, but yeah, then I think that we should only be buying those products. Like figure out what products are from that. Like you don't gotta buy everything there. You could still go and support other like locally owned businesses or businesses that align with more of like what you're looking for. Like I totally agree with that. I think we should still support them. You know what I mean? The ones that have the contracts, the ones that have that stuff. But it doesn't mean we have to buy everything there.
Because there's a sister. Did I see it on your page, Audacity, or did I saw it on somebody else's? This is her first apparel line for HBCU for Black History Month. She's on the shelves. So
She won a competition they had for students at HBCUs. Her design is on print and store. This is her debut, so it's like her Taylor Swift moment. And Kanye
exactly.
West coming up saying somebody else should have got it.
Exactly. And so the thing is, what about her products? She hasn't been seen anywhere else. This is her opportunity to be seen um in a larger on a larger scale.
Yeah, because usually every year I buy this. Like I buy the whole lines. I buy all of their like black
Mhm.
owned lines every year during Black History Month. because I love it. Like, and I love that, and I love to try to get the other ones too. So yeah, I just feel like we need to go up and show out. Because I know, especially where I live, like most of that stuff makes it to clearance, unfortunately. So we're not even supporting those anyways. So I feel like we gotta just something's gotta change. Like we really gotta actually stick together and be out there supporting, like the ones that are out there selling the stuff. You know what I mean? Like we gotta actually be about it and not just say it. Like we need to go in there and actually support them, like hardcore, and sell out their stuff. You know what I mean? Show the support for them and not buy anything else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Natalie, for coming up. I appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I
you.
foresee that, Tab is already showcasing small businesses on her platform pretty frequently.
Yes.
And I could foresee in the near future that she takes that up a notch and creates a space where she can more formally and more structured, give more structured support to some of these smaller businesses. But I think that to understand what it will require of us to replace some of these large outlets like Amazon and Target, the warehouse space that we would need, we are very far from that. We don't even have enough gas stations and grocery stores, and that's just the basic necessities. I'm about to run a list of groceries about what is it, toilet tissue and laundry detergent is black owned that people can get, because we need to know where to get the basic necessities. And we got to get that before we can move to talking about having a warehouse and massive distribution. And I think essentially for me, as a smaller business, I think it correlates to what I went through when I had to make the choice of whether or not to put my book on its own independent website or to put it on the Amazon. And I'm like, I just can't compete with the distribution that Amazon got. They're gonna go to countries I ain't even step foot in. So I had to yield to that. But now I'm like, is it time for me to pull out? I know my book is not going to affect them if I just pull out by myself, but collectively, if black authors pull out, it could shake some up. But if we gonna play the game, as Tabitha says, I think we gotta always have a place to sell our stuff where we get most of the the profit. But we also may have to be on one of these platforms.
So true. And the other thing is, I want other us to think about. We need to really look at BB Judy. BB Judy has her own warehouse. She still distributes her own product from her warehouse off her website, but she still has to be in these Target doors, these CVS's, these Walgreens to get her product out to the masses. And so I think we're not thinking big picture. The reason that Tab had to go that route. So it's not just having your own distribution center. You have to have, in order to get global recognition, you have to think larger than that. And I think that's what she thought. Look at a Martha Stewart. That was, and it's also about marketing money. Exactly, Trap. It's about marketing money. Exactly, Trap. All right. And that's what people aren't really thinking about. If somebody else want to come up, please let me know. It's also about branding. Yes, because that they get shelving. I worked with a brand about 10 years, maybe about 10 years ago. And she had the hardest time just getting in there and getting shelved. Just getting shelved. They'll give you shelf space, but they'll put you at the bottom. And when you're shopping, you're looking eye level and up. You don't automatically look down, and that's what we don't think about. And so that's how they start getting us. So now that she had to come out and say something, because people were in the comments saying what she was really saying, instead of them just being quiet and understanding what she was saying. So I'm gonna play what she said. Here y'all go. I know it has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business,
minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail, because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely,
Oh, hold on, y'all. So first thing she said was, and we picked up on it, was it's hard to get in these retail stores. It's hard. It's hard to get in these retail stores, and we're not thinking about that. And Natalie said, but Natalie, just listen for a second. Tab is gonna discuss that. That, yes, Trap, that line was very important. And we're not picking up on what she's saying. Tab is dropping clues. We are all right here. If we're listening and using our critical thinking skills, she's saying what needs to be said. She's saying her next steps. Hold on, here we go.
to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways, with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right? Are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is, if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and then you gotta, like, where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy, but it's one store.
Y'all just missed what she just said. So remember, Audacity, you said, what did you say? She's gonna make a shift, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She drops nuggets, and y'all are not. No, people are not hearing her. She's dropping nuggets every time she says something. Watch this again.
Right, who support small businesses, and you can, something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy. But it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely, right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control. Okay? And I say that to say, don't allow trying to be mindful with how I say this, because I want God to give me the right words, but don't allow foolishness.
Hold on. It's finishing up. Hold on, y'all. So two things. Ruthless. Are you seeing the I'm sorry. That's it. Are you seeing the comments, sis? This.
Yeah, I'm absolutely doing seeing the comments, and I'm glad you replayed it because I didn't listen to that thing 4 times, and it's something about listening to it right now. I was like, oh yeah, with some stuff I missed a little bit in there. Okay, I want to finish hearing it now. I'll make my comments.
Okay.
To take us into separation, and weed us out. Do you understand? Because sometimes that's what they want. And in times like this, they're telling us that. Okay? So as frustrating as listen, as frustrating as the whole situation is, as frustrated as I am, as all of you are, we still got to be smart. Now, you can still go into those stores if you choose to and buy specific brands that you want to support and let the other things, right, not get your money. But be very specific. There's so many women, right, that have worked hard to be a woman-owned business. Donna's Recipe
And
is
men.
women, 2 women, me and Gina Wu is my business partner. We are self-funded. We're self-funded. And we are on shelves in limited doors at Target, right? Other companies, right? There's a Black History Month is coming right now, and all of these brands are about to be showcased, some of them for the first time. And of course, they would do something like this right now, but they still need their moment. They still need our support. Only if you feel like you can and you're willing to. I ain't telling you what to do. I'm telling you what, as a business owner, what we still need until we can get to another place, right? And I don't know when that other place will be. I know for me, I'm under contract. I'm gonna give it to you 100. I got another year. Then I make a decision. Okay. So many other businesses are just starting. They're just getting in. This is their big break to go to the next whatever phase of their business there may be. We have to have understanding and compassion for each other and not be in an emotional state, but also a smart state. Because if we start doing I'm not shopping there, and it's our businesses that are in there, that's their way that they will clean us out and replace us and say, well, your business is not performing. That's what people want. We can't give them what they want. Okay? I hope that this is making sense for somebody. And I know it's a long video, and I know somebody might not listen to the whole thing. But this is the truth. So I want to say right now, I thank you for supporting me for the last 5 years. I have worked with Target, with Walmart, with all the places that you have shopped for my products. I thank you for showing up for me. I thank you for supporting me. When you did, I thank you for showing out for me. And if you choose not to anymore, I understand that. And I still thank you and I'm grateful. But if you've heard anything that I've said today, if you still choose to show up for me, I thank you. But also showing up for others. We in it together. Okay? But either way, be clear. I understand. All right? But remember this, if you
Okay, so Audacity, you ready? Trap. Where you at, Trap? Trap, do you want to come up here? Trap, do a request to come up here. Hold
I
on.
made my little notes because the ADD be ADDing.
Oh, I
So
know. I made my notes too. I have my notes ready. So let's
I was pushing the button as soon as you said it. I was like, she said everything I was already.
I took my notes. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Audacity. I'm gonna start with you. So because you were here first, I'm gonna start with you. Come on, Audacity, what you got?
hot and ready. So first of all, I appreciate that she knows us well enough to know that we don't like people telling us what to do with our money, whether we right or wrong. So she clearly said, look, I ain't telling y'all what to do with y'all money. I ain't telling y'all to boycott or not to boycott. I'm just laying it out. And then when she went ahead and said, I'm under contract. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That let me know, like, look, she ain't really trying to hold no punches. She trying to really. It almost seemed like when I listened to it this fourth time, it felt like she was trying to have an off the record conversation with us while on the record publicly to reach the most of us.
Look, Maria said she was having a black conversation, and we knew what she was saying, and that's what I was saying. Sometimes y'all don't have to put in the comment what we're saying. Y'all don't need to say what don't need to be said out loud. Not everybody needs to know what we're talking about all the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can close your mouth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's okay. What's understood don't need to be said. When she used her eyes,
In that video before?
we knew what she was saying. Period. And she
Not
needs
this video, but the video before, right, Deshaun?
the previous
Okay.
video. And she said it without saying it. And the reason that she said it, she had to do this because y'all don't understand. She's under contract and she needed to do damage control because
Yeah.
people were in the comments running their freaking mouths.
Yeah.
And so, do you not think that those executives were not in the comments reading them? People don't know how to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just be quiet. We understood from the eyes of what she said. Nobody needed to put in the comments. All we needed to do is we understand the assignment, and that was it.
Yeah.
Sometimes moving in silence is okay. All right,
I like that.
sorry. Go ahead, Odessa.
No, I love that you said that because I think sometimes I struggle with that, trying to show what I know because I'm like, we got to show what we know. We got to prove ourselves to be knowledgeable. But, my auntie told me one time, she said, your problem is you don't know how to play dumb. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to play dumb. I'm quite wise. And she's like, no, you better play dumb. And so I appreciate that she didn't tell us what to do with our money. She didn't tell us to boycott or not. She did thank us. She was very gracious, as she always is. And the reason why I really root for Tab, because I had the pleasure of interviewing her before she made it, before Donna's recipe, before any of that, when it was just a Whole Foods video, right? And this woman, is genuinely how she is in person, in real life. Like, when nobody's watching, ain't no cameras around, and it's just her and her family, and I'm on the sideline kind of just watching and engaging. She really genuinely like that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I can respect the authenticity. And when I tell you in that interview, I posted it a couple times. That woman sat on the steps and said, Donna gonna have her own collection one day.
Nice.
Donna gonna have a hair care collection. You heard it here first. I'm manifesting it. She said that in the interview years before Donna's recipe.
Yeah.
So I think she's a genuine person who means well, who's trying to be upright with us. And I think a lot of people are missing it because they're like, oh yeah, of course she wants us to steal shop because it's gonna damage her pockets. But she came out the gate talking about other people's pockets too. Because she realized it ain't just about her. She just has the biggest presence. It's her and the lip bar. When it comes to the two that's doing the biggest, that need to say something the quickest, it's her
Correct.
and the lip bar. And I'm about to put up a video in the morning because I didn't thought about it. And I'm like, the baby girl that go to FAMU that got the t-shirts, Melissa Butler with the lip bar, she went to FAMU too. She got some HBCU lip glosses or something. So the lip gloss need to go with the shirt for FAMU. And we need the HBCU and paying her leg sororities and fraternities come up in there and just get it.
Yeah. Because what people are not understanding when they do in first quarter, in at the end of March, they're gonna start having their executive meeting for Q1
Yeah.
to talk about Q2 and positioning and where stuff is going to be placed and different things of that magnitude. We got to think smarter because she has to last a year. Not just her products, 1,088 products are on the shelf that are Black owned. So are we saying that we want to take out 1,088 products? We want to starve their products? Are we saying we want to starve their brands? If we're moving in unison, are we now saying we want to starve these brands?
Yeah.
Come on, Trap, you got it.
I feel humbled and thankful that my algorithm brought me to you all today, because I'm a community organizer, and the emotion that they're striking up in people is good, but it has to be directed. The thing is that it's so hard in between. Yes, I'm glad to connect with you too, Audacity. In between the meantime, in between time, it's so hard to get people to care about things, and people care about so many things. And I'm not taking away from the fact that people have hard lives, but trying to put our efforts into something should never just be when everyone makes us mad. And so we feel so disrespected at a national level that we want to respond at a national level. But the revolution will not be televised. We have to figure out how to respond on a communal level. We have to figure out how to connect with one another and organize this, because there's no way that we think that we're not going to be on the chopping block first if her products don't do well. And the thing is that we have to galvanize our people and stand behind the right people, because a person like Tab is a Black woman who will fight for everybody. And that's just the fabric of Black women, is that we're not going to leave anybody behind. So we're leaving her behind, which leaves everybody else behind. I think the mindset of we have to do something to get something in return, this lack of empathy, it's just going to be the death of us if we don't turn it around at this point. It shouldn't be that we care about people because of what they can do, or we care about them because of how it affects them. We care about them because of how they voted. No, we're just literally human beings, and we have to figure out how to save us all, because it's the right thing to do. And I think that right now people are leaning on the fact that the right thing to do individually in an individualistic society feels like a different thing. So I want people to listen to people like her, or people like you two, that know what you're talking about, because I hadn't listened to the video yet. And I was like, we can't just not buy the product. Like, how are we going to just buy it straight from her? The products are going to go bad. She doesn't have the shipping. She doesn't have the ability to buy larger quantities of things. And that people are going to be complaining, oh, Black business don't got customer service. And she hasn't responded to me. And I haven't got my pink sauce in the mail that people were getting sick off last year. She has. I'm a interfaith minister, but I grew up Christian, and we used to say decency and order. There's a decency and order to what she's been able to achieve by getting herself in high places. So if we have sisters in high places, we need to listen to what they're telling us about the right way to move. So yes, and then not use the preservative chemicals to lengthen shelf life. Yeah,
exactly.
Listen.
Because think of it like this, Trap. Think of it like this. I want y'all to really put it into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Martha Stewart, she wasn't a household name until she got in some doors. When she got indoors, that's when everybody knew her.
Right.
Tabitha was our brand.
Yes.
She was a global brand.
Right.
Now she's a global brand.
Right.
So y'all have to quit thinking with your emotion and think with your minds.
Yes.
Move it with your mind. And that's where we go wrong.
Yes. The
That's
feeling.
we move off the emotion.
And that feeling is the same thing that drives us to say, I really can't afford this very strange color pan that Tab got, but I love it and I'm gonna save my coins and I'm gonna go get this and I'm feeling it. But then later down the line, I'm not gonna put that disposable income towards that. But you know what happens when that same black person crosses over? That white person can afford that. That white person can just impulse buy that. They live different, they move different. They truly do. We will save up money to support one another on something that they buy off a whim. So we need both. We need the commerce in both direction. And I'm not just speaking, I'm speaking of economics on every level. And I know I'm talking to strangers who don't know where I'm from or where I come from, but I come from DC area where the PG County is the blackest people the richest black people you've ever seen. So I'm not just speaking like, oh, black people don't got money, white people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the majority of how we spend.
Oh, no, we right here.
You know, I know you feel me, and I'm just making sure everyone understands where I'm coming from. So I'm very concerned about that. Now, I want to tell y'all about a secret, and I know we're talking about loose lips sinking ships, but I'm trying to have this conversation with myself and with people online because I don't know if you ever heard of Circle platform. It's like a community building platform. That's not a Facebook. It's like offline. Okay. And I'm paying monthly, and I can only have a certain amount of people when I pay monthly for $40. I can bump it up to like $90, but I paid for it when the TikTok app was going to go down a couple weeks ago. And I started a multi-faith collective, which will give us First Amendment protection for things that are discussed because religion and speech fall into the same category. And I've been thinking about inviting some of our older, I have some boomers and some Gen X who are on Facebook who are saying, we're boycotting everything. We're pulling out of everything. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. And I'm thinking that it might be interesting to get those group of people into a space.
I'm a Gen Xer.
Oh, good. Okay. Tell me what you think. Getting those people who will not, I keep telling them, but I really was having a hard time yesterday with some people in the comments because they say, where are the black leaders? And I said to them, we're on TikTok, but they don't want to move over to this platform. So I was thinking about, well, why don't I just invite them to this secondary thing so that we can talk in private outside of comment sections? Okay, hi, Ms. Carol. Because I'm trying to understand how we can impart this to them, that some of them are retired and some of them have a lot of disposable income, and we could create mutual aid between one another if we boycott it strategically. I'm not against a boycott. I do it all the time. I boycotted Walmart for 3 years in my early 20s, which was very difficult. And I boycotted Amazon for the first 2 years of the pandemic. I didn't know the pandemic was going to happen when I started, and it was awful. And my last pregnancy, I barely got any gifts because I tried to use a third-party pregnancy registry, and it did not work, and gave everybody my home address. They have a monopoly on the systems.
Yes.
So we have to think about if
that's what we don't realize.
Right.
There's a monopoly right now. And think about, I want everybody to really think about, I got ADD, so my mind just went somewhere else.
No, it's cool.
Go ahead. You go
ahead. Because
I
just jumped convos.
But I really focus on brands. I'm heavy on small business, on brands. And so that's why I thought this conversation, we needed to we needed to have some real talk. And so I thought this would be a great conversation for us, because y'all have to remember, she said something that was really key. Remember, she stopped doing a lot of business with Walmart. She only has seasonings now in Walmart, and people did not peep that.
Missed that.
Yeah, y'all missed that.
She said, "I'm still in Walmart for a while." That line right there.
Yes,
that's a contract. I'm still in there, but now I've moved on to a bigger demographic with a different price point.
She didn't give them all of her things. She didn't give them her wine. She didn't give them her food. She didn't give them her apparel. She had y'all list. She has all 5 assets on the floor. So she is in 5 different categories.
Yes.
So she didn't give all of her assets to them. Walmart only has 1 asset, and that's seasoning. I'm sorry, she has 6. She has books, she has beauty, she has seasoning, she has food, she has apparel, and she has, I forgot, her
the TV show?
Stationery. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh yeah, you're talking about commerce products.
And she has the oven, the
cooking line.
The cooking line.
Cookware.
So she has 7 different divisions. In 7 different divisions. She only gave, but that's still houseware. Air fryer is still houseware. So she gave them, she didn't give Walmart anything else. She only gave them one thing. She only re-signed with them. She only finished her contract with one thing. So y'all have to remember the system then will network establish. Yes. So she would have never done that. Does pans. So that is in cookware. I already said cookware. So she's in 7 different departments.
Yeah.
They go by departments. Anybody worked in Targets? Anybody worked in retail? You know it's different departments. She's in 7 different departments, y'all. Not just one, 7. 7.
Yeah.
And now she is our modern day Martha Stewart.
That's right.
She is now over Rachel Roy. Yeah, wine too. 8. There we go. 8. Up, but she's got stationery. She got books too. That's 9. She has 9 different Rachel Ray. Yes, she's over Rachel Ray. She's beating Rachel Ray, y'all.
Wow.
She's trumped Martha Stewart stuff. She beat what's the Southern woman's name? I can picture her face, but I can't think of her name. The Southern woman that got in trouble
for saying some racist stuff. The one with the silver hair, Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. That's right.
She's beating her now, y'all. Y'all are not really looking at the big picture of how far it is now going.
And you just hit it and didn't even know it. I believe that she was referring to Paula Dean when she said they'll put their preferred brands on shelf.
Yes.
Paula Dean is very much a preferred brand as well as Martha Stewart.
Yes. Martha Stewart too. Y'all don't even realize she has not been in that store since Tab been in there. She has not been in there.
Yes. And we don't realize that there's a lot of people gunning for her place. I have some Ellen DeGeneres oven mitts that I got a couple years ago, and her line is so eclectic, but it's so connected to her as a person that people buy experience as well. People buy access. I saw another creator on here the other day say people buy shortcuts, access, experience, or some other one, and you get everything with her.
Yes.
You get shortcut, you get access, you get experience. Solutions was the last one. And I just think that's so beautiful that level of branding has been effective, but that level of branding takes money.
Yes.
Like
and
money.
And everybody's saying, I want to boycott, but they're not thinking about the money aspect and the movement, because y'all don't realize I'm a brand guru. I'm a brand junkie. So if a brand is moving, I watch how they move. And so Tab did a show on YouTube, and she talked about, she started with t-shirts and made $100,000 just making t-shirts, and she didn't even realize she had made that much money. In one week, she made $40,000 just selling t-shirts. She called Chan, and she didn't realize she had made that much money. And that's what got her on understanding her trademark, understanding what everything that she said is a trademark. That's how she understood what she was doing. It takes money to move. And so the money that she did with that is she multiplied the shirts that she did. She understood how she needed to move. The next thing she said was, guess what? Now I know that I'm a brand and I'm licensing myself out. You can't just have my name.
Yeah.
You can't just use my name. And so that's another thing that we don't realize, that we should be licensing our names out. That's what the music business is having. The older hip hop generation, they're having such a hard time because they won't license their product out. You license your business out, and guess what happens? You get on commercials, you get on movies, you get on all sorts of things. You get on all sorts of things. And that brings residual income. But they're not thinking, oh, that's my music, that's my soul. I can't. But they need money, but they have to go back to work. They won't think big picture. We're so emotional
as African Americans, we won't think big picture. They will go work. Look at Flip. He will work with somebody that's going to benefit him. That's it. That's all. And so she's working smarter, not harder. And she's telling us, right? She's telling us. She's telling us without telling us.
I have a question. Do you feel like it's a better strategy for everyone to, because I think we're all on the same page, the three of us up here at least, and also I forgot her name that was up here. She reflected in the comments of like, oh yeah, I get the perspective now that we're talking. I think a lot of us are in the same wavelength of purchasing the products from Target, but nothing else. And I want to know what you think about, would it be better if everyone shifts those key products? If we have like a list where we're like, okay, this is what I buy from Target in a week, this is what I buy in a month, and we shift into the same brands to make a statement, or should it shift into different brands? I want to know what you think the impact would be.
No, the impact is going to be stick with those brands that have contracts with them until the contracts end, because they cannot get out of those contracts. People don't understand the magnitude. Target will go out to make a statement to pretty much bankrupt these businesses.
Yeah, of course. My question is more so about like we stick with the tab, we stick with lip bar, but then our toilet paper, our toothpaste, you can go on buyblack.com. Buyblack is now naspora.com, which I put in the chat. Do we shift to the same brands together as a boycott? What would be a good strategy, or do we separate because of the capacity for each brand?
Well, we need to do both. We need to do both, because
some might be able to handle an influx of people and some might not be.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we have to remember, just like we blow up a restaurant, like Keith Lee blows up a restaurant, and then the magnitude of people that come in and the stress and moving product, the certain level of service changes.
Yeah.
That's what we have to understand. That's what happens to us. I'll give you a scenario. One of my nephews, he's grown up since, I've known him since he was 10 years old. I took him to go take his driving test. Support Black colleges. Y'all know that. Y'all know the brand. Y'all know the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Particular brand went through a growth spurt because guess what happened? It blew up overnight.
Yes.
It took some time. They were very strategic, where they were doing the merchandising, they were doing, going out to different HBCUs, and then all of a sudden, they started getting traction. And when they got traction, what happened? What really happened? They had a hiccup because they couldn't get the brand out quick enough.
Correct.
They couldn't get the product out quick enough. And what do? We complain about it.
Complain.
We beat them down.
Yeah.
They're on NB Suite. They're on Yahoo. They end up getting their product on NBA 2K. Do you know how hard that is to get your game on a actual game playing device?
I understand it. Hold on, Miss Carol was asking what I'm saying. What I'm saying, Miss Carol, is if we have a list of things that we buy, if we go into Target for 15 things every month, and those 15 things include necessities, a new toothbrush, a roll of Charmin toilet paper, a toothpaste from Crest. If we can still go to Target and purchase Tabitha Brown's things or someone else's things, to not tank their line there, and then do we shift that Crest toothpaste, Charmin toilet paper to the same other Black-owned toilet paper, or do we kind of split up the effort so that companies don't get exhausted? So that was my question, and that's what Deshaun is referencing, that it has to be both, because some companies are not going to be able to handle us flooding them, and some companies are waiting for us. Is pretty much the conversation.
Yeah.
And yes, Natalie, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember your name. And yes, Costco is still good. And I think one thing for me as a community organizer, and the difficulty with us finding out that Costco is still supportive, is Costco is very expensive to shop and do regular shopping as a normal person. It's very, very expensive to buy in bulk. I bought in bulk the beginning of my marriage, and I moved tax brackets real quick after I had the rest of my kids, and I can't afford to go to Costco anymore. So it's not that easy to just go to Costco. So I hear you on that one, and I think there has to be another middle ground too. But for the people who can afford Costco, it's a good option.
The other thing is too, we also have to remember the magnitude of growing so quickly. That means you have to have the capital to put up for that product. They don't have the capital to put up for that product, and she doesn't have just one product. We just talked about 7 different departments that she has. That's 7 different manufacturers just on one product in each department. Really think about that. Y'all think about Black Girl Wine. Think about that brand alone. Think about that particular brand itself. Black Girl Wine has Moscato. She has Red, Pinot. She has Zinfandel. She has Shiraz. She has Chardonnay. She has Moscato.
Pretty much
Those
everything.
Huh?
I said pretty much everything.
She pretty much has everything, and she just came out with a rosé last summer. So y'all think about how much that would take for her to do her own thing. Everybody can't be an Uncle Nearest. Well, Uncle Nearest is growing her own whiskey with her own distillery. Everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
So we're making these blanket statements. We have to think about what we're talking about when we make those blank statements. We have to start moving strategically and quit jumping off of emotion. I'm sorry. Thank you, Trap, for coming up. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're so welcome. All right, I'm going back in the comments.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to say, because I heard Uncle Nearest, I said, ooh, ooh. When I tell you I love Uncle Nearest real bad, the marketing might be as good as the whiskey. But I just put out a call to her on some social media platforms. I went and emailed somebody. I went on the contact form on the website. I'm trying to go to the distillery, and I'm trying to take some Black women in business with me. I would love to have a fireside chat with that woman. We don't even got to go live and showcase what she tell us. But I just feel like if we could get a group of Black women at that distillery, it's some magic that could happen in that content and in that room when she talked to us. So I'm just putting that out there because I sure want to go, and I'm sure trying to take some brands with me.
Well, I'll try to make some phone calls for you this week.
Where you located at?
I'm now in Houston. I used to be in New York.
Oh, okay. Cool. I would appreciate that so much.
But I just need everybody to think about us moving strategically, because this is not just going to affect Auntie. We love Aunt Tab. Yes, we do. But we have to remember this is 1,088 products in Targets right now. Hey, Carol, thank you very much, honey. I'm actually from Texas, H-Town to be exact. And I used to live in New York. I moved from Houston once my son graduated high school and wanted to do his own thing. And then I went to go work in fashion in New York. And then, they only want to use you. So then I transitioned to corporate event planning and marketing. So
they only want to use you.
Yeah,
it's true.
I did my own full show. I was featured in New York Fashion Week. I've done all of those. I did all those things, but I understand branding and marketing.
You did some PR too, though. The way you said, I'm gonna reach out to some people. You did some PR.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I worked with agencies. I'm in a group. I'm in a 20,000 group of just nothing but PR and communication agencies. So I can, if I can't reach the guy that I need to reach, because I also used to own my own tasting spirit company that does tastings. And so I send talent out. Like if you go to Costco and you do tastings and different things like that, you go into a liquor store, you do tastings. Well, I worked with brands and I hired people out to go to those different things.
Love it. Well, I would love to introduce you to Love Corkscrew Wine. Love, love, love their wine brand. I believe they are still in Target. I know they're in Whole Foods, Benny's, and a couple of other locations. But I've reached out to the owner and asked her if she's still placed in Target. What else I was gonna tell you? Oh, just this one question. Because you have a PR hat, I'm wondering because I'm trying to frame this argument of DEI and the CPG. I'm trying to relate it to where I am right now and what's happening with Amazon. I'm not gonna say it on his real flaggers. So I'm wondering, do you think that we as Black independent authors should go the literary agent route? Is that the same when we're trying to get published by Penguin House or Harper Collins? Is that the same thing, just a different industry?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It is.
that's
Yes, it
it.
is.
I just wanted to hear from somebody that know their stuff because I thought it. I'm like, this feel like it's similar. Okay, cool.
And we have to remember that some people. I have a girlfriend, and I've I've been friends. I have a passage that somebody wrote to me in their forward, to where they got a 6-book deal,
Mm.
and then the publishing house did some unscrupulous stuff, but you're still contractually stuck with them.
Oh wow.
What do you do? And so people have to understand the magnitude of business. You
Yeah.
can't go anywhere until that contract is fulfilled. That's it. And
Yeah.
once the contract is done, you can move around. But just like our people, I don't know about your parents, but my parents don't leave a job until you have a job. Guess what? Audacity is not gonna move her books until she has something else set up to
That part.
transition those books. And that's where we're trying to get everybody to understand. Auntie Tab is not sitting there. You think she didn't look weary today? She looked weary yesterday when she put that out because she sat there and thought about, okay, this is great. This was fun. I thought they were for us, by us, for us. But guess what? She said, okay, my next move is my best move. She's not just sitting there. She's saying my next move is my best move. And
Yep.
so we have to remember, she might be popular in our state, but she's not popular in all the states.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she said she's in limited doors. And what I said before, what are doors? Doors are stores.
Mm-hmm.
Doors are stores. And so in a mass distribution, they call distribution doors. And so when you hear BB Judy say, I'm in this many doors, that means she has this many stores her product is in. And she can only be in so many stores because that's who's taking her. And so when we're moving around saying we're going to boycott this and we're going to boycott that, if we don't have viable solutions for these products, we're going to tank the products. We're going to tank the products.
Yep.
I'm putting a list together. If you go on target.com, y'all go on Target's website and y'all go look at, if you go look at black owned, a black owned, they have a list of all of the different departments and what they have. I have a homeboy that he's a model. He's always we like this. He's one of their models. You get mailers, he be the model. Light skinned bald head dude, he's the model. He's when you go in the big and tall section, he's the model. Do you not think he might get weeded out now because of what? DEI?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not just affecting Auntie Tab. Let's really think big picture. They're not gonna now when we go in there and they get models, the children, they get children to do the ads. That's affecting their money too. The cashiers, guess who we're not gonna have anymore now when we go in there? So it's not just affecting Auntie Tab, y'all. We got to think big picture how this is affecting us. Audacity, anybody else want to come up? Please let me know. Anybody else want to come up? Please let me know.
I'm like, you didn't gave me the ticket now, because now I'm really thinking about what you're saying, and I'm like, wow, that's the reason why a lot of people who I follow who do get the major book deals, they ain't out there with that book for a long time. That book shelf like real short.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and people don't really understand. Not only do you get the shelf life, now you got to fight for your position. Because when you walk in the store, think about when you're rolling your buggy, everything is eye level. So if they put you eye level and above, that's prime real estate.
Yep.
That's like you living in a cul-de-sac. That's like you driving a Rolls Royce or a Maybach. That's like you flying first class. That is prime real estate to a retailer. And so we have to fight for that. Why do you think BB Judy, she and Debra are always going into the stores and moving their products around?
Yep.
They always doing it. If y'all pay attention, like I pay attention to all of that because I'm a brand person. I love to see how the brand starts from here to here and how it transitions. I can tell you every logo that has changed and why they changed it.
Yep. I can see that. I can see that.
Because we have to think big picture. This is right now we're emotional because he is taking us to an emotional place, but we have to be smart. We got to think smarter, not harder. We got to make this a move. Like we know how to move, y'all. We know how to move, but we got to quit talking in the comments and telling people our business. We got to stop talking our business. Okay,
did you see how they did Melissa Butler from the Lip Bar when she was on Shark Tank back in the day?
Oh yeah, that baldhead. What's his name? He is always like that though. He's always
Mr. Wonderful.
Nobody paid attention. Nobody paid attention. He's always been like that with us. Nobody paid attention. He's always been like that with us. He always downgraded downplayed our products, our brands. Anytime. Yes, Trap. Yes, hold on. I'm gonna meet some of the comments. Anybody else want to come up? Please let me know. Anybody else? Okay, Audacity, you got. What do you think?
So my wrap up thoughts is this. I usually go do some content for Black History Month for Target right around this time. And since this dropped, I was like, well, I don't know, if I should just continue to support these brands that I'm already intentional about supporting year round and encourage others to consider doing so. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a bold thing because I got to think about this differently. Although, it was a blow and I was like, oh, they moving the cheese again. What's next? Now it's TikTok closed and now it's something next. But now I'm thinking about it from a different perspective. And I'm saying this could open some doors for us. This could be an opportunity with some hidden leverage in it. So I said, well, let me go take my little red book, The Audacity to Target, and let it dance down the aisle, some creative, and let it stop at each little Black owned product. So in me promoting my book, I'm going to also be still supporting them. I might not buy nothing. I just might go in there and get my content with my book and showcase the products that's there. Kaleidoscope doing their thing on the marketing. So shout out to Big Booty Judy and the brat from Chicago. So I got to support them anyway. So I'm just like, look, what y'all gonna do? Because at the end of the day, one thing about us, we have been resilient and we will find a way. And I don't know if it's the Master P way from back in the day where we're gonna have to sell these books out the trunk. We're gonna have to go in the corner with Donna Recipe. I don't know. But what I do know is
they can't silence us because we will be heard or we will be felt. And I thank you for this conversation.
Oh, you're very welcome because we don't realize that's just like this app. Audacity, I have a question for you. I need everybody to think about this. We have something that was just started in a matter of 3 days. Human talk. Why are we not taking human talk over the fan base? We already have them infiltrating human talk.
She
We
good, yeah.
already have them infiltrating human talk.
Rolling. She on the roll. I was just over there on fan base and I came off of fan base to come over here to your room. And I said, I'm doing too much social media today. I said, I'm over here and I'm on fan base at the same time. But I had to be intentional about being on fan base when I heard them say that Isaac Hayes Jr. was pitching. And one of the things they told him was that we could give you the funding, but it's that your people not going to support you because your people won't see value in it because it is Black owned. When I heard they told him that, I said, well, let me get over there. At least I could talk a little bit of something, post a little bit of something. So I am on fan base. I just think that, with Hillman Talk, I love what they doing. And I was like, because I'm very cautious of just jumping on trends, but I was like, this is so good. I was like, I need to do some marketing 101, but at the same time, I need to be a student at the same time. Can the professor also be a student? Because I want to go to the school and the classes, but I got a class to teach. So I'm very interested in what's going on with Hillman Talk, but I do think you're on to something with saying take it to fan base. It can't have the same name because Hillman Talk is, on the Talk brand.
But remember Hampton Base. It could remember Hillman and or Howard Base, or it could have still connotation, and we could do that. But we need to remember these are brands that have trademarks, so we need to be careful with that as well. I don't think they're thinking about that. See, people, y'all need to be careful with the whole Hillman talk. These brands are heavily trademarked.
And if it's a play, any confusion, any murkiness, and they got a lot of money to pursue the trademark, because I think a lot of people don't understand it. It costs to get the trademark, but it costs to protect it too. So if you get into the lawsuit, you got to have a bag ready for that. So it costs to protect it too. But I think the thing that can save us with that, maybe if they just add an E on the end, the caveat be the play on the spelling.
Yes. I am live right now, y'all. I'm live on YouTube, because if you go live on YouTube, y'all, that counts towards your hours.
Okay.
Hours.
I got to be intentional about getting more subscribers on my YouTube so that I can go live. You reminded me that I need to be more intentional about doing that.
Yes. So the conversation, you missed it, Don. This is real people, really people. We're having a real conversation about the Target decision and what took place and how we should move. And we can't just move off of emotion. Right now, it's raw. We're upset. He keeps flip. I call him Flip. That way, the AI doesn't pick up our name, our anything we're saying to shut me down. Flip keeps moving in a way that is hurting us continuously, but we have to get out of our emotions and move with unison and quit telling our business in the comments. Not everybody needs to know what we're doing and how we're moving. We don't need to say what we're doing. So Auntie Tab had to put out a statement, because people don't realize she's a brand, and she's under contract. So she can't just say anything. If she say anything that's malicious intent,
yes,
guess what happens? She gets sued.
Yes.
So people in the comments, she didn't say a word. She sat there, did this, and did this. We understood what was said, but them people down in the comments were running their mouth. And of course, she had some Target marketing team members sitting and reading the comments. Come on, y'all. Come on. And what that made, and I'm sure they were on the phone with her telling her contractually she needed to say something.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
needed to say something. So we have to move smarter and quit running our mouths all the time. Everything don't need to be said. It's understood.
Yeah, because the people who are affected by the deportation, they got a code. I ain't gonna release their code, but they got a little code word that's going around. Some about some they got a code. They using their code. Talk they
Yeah.
lingo.
Yeah, she didn't have to say one word. Got to go fitness. Hold on, y'all. I'm reading the comments. Hold on. Audacity, if you see more of the comments than I do, please say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa, affirmative rights was the 60s. DEI was in the Obama era. He couldn't call it affirmative rights. And the big thing about it is, y'all, DEI was not, it wasn't doing anything for us anyway. But the one thing it was doing is the federal funding, the small business grants, those were doing something. But now they'll get cut because there's no DEI. So y'all got to look at the big picture. I'm not looking at the small picture. We're talking about these corporations. What about the funding, our federal dollars? That affects our small businesses. That affects their brands. So yeah, we keep looking at the little picture, and we got to look at the big picture. We got to look at the big picture. This is more than just Auntie Tab. Hold on, grapes were paid. I looked at a truck driver. Hold on, it's going to affect all women. No, not all women. That's not true, Mary. That it's not going to affect all women. Lost the university contract. Last administration, yes. Will lost a whole DEI consulting company. Yes, we also see she lost a whole DEI consulting company. Come on, y'all. I bet you did. If she did, y'all think about it like this: if somebody did DEI training to get people to understand how to work with other ethnicities, DEI is just not um age discrimination. If you go on medical leave and you're pregnant, they can fire you now, y'all. Y'all got to look at the big picture. Y'all got to look at the big picture. She owned a whole DEI company. Do you know how big that is? Do you really? ADA. Yeah, look at the ADA. It's going to help it. This disabled people, some people may not know what ADA are. Disabled, our vets, y'all gotta, this is bigger than just African American people. And you know who FAFO'd? The Asian community, because they thought they were good in colleges. American Disability Act, yes. So that's what we're saying when we're talking about these brands. Right now, I'm talking about I'm black. So I'm talking about the black community. So I'm talking about the black community right now. I'm not talking about no other ethnicity. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about the black community and how it's affecting our community. And how Target is going to affect 1,088 products in its stores. Y'all really think about that? 1,088. And if those products don't move, y'all please understand, they'll just discontinue them, and that's product that they'll mark all the way down. So then she's losing money again. She's losing money again. Y'all talking about boycotting. So now y'all finna make her go bankrupt because y'all want to boycott. So y'all really think about that.
I just wanted to share because somebody commented earlier. They were talking about the brick and mortar and I think they were saying something about it's important for us to have our own. We need our brick and mortars. I have a challenge. I really do. And I just say why really quick. Because when the pandemic was happening and we was forming here in Chicago to support Black owned businesses and encourage people to shop Black and not loot and all of those things, I started really looking at the buildings that our businesses were in from another vantage point. And I started really seeing that the ownership for the buildings that we rent from, it's not us. So then I'm like, well, how Black is the business if we don't own the building that the Black business in? So it's the same thing that they can't get no cheese. If we don't get no bread, they can't get no cheese. And for us to get bread, they got to get some cheese. So I'm just like, as much as I know we like to, and I've been the social media person, the content creator on the scene to get all the footage. So, I've seen it, how it goes operationally. And I love it. I love participating and I'll be clapping and everything. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, cutting that ribbon ain't it. Because now I'm starting to see when what am I trying to say with it? What's the people that the Asian people come and open their nail shops? The Asian people come out, they open their beauty supply. They don't have nan grand opening. They ain't cutting no ribbon. They ain't taking no pictures. They opening for business to get that money. You lining up, you coming in there. Oh, what's this? Let's go check out the new beauty supply store. We get us some nail glue or whatever.
They just spent $2 million, $3 million to open that. They don't care about no ribbon.
They ready to sell. They ready to sell.
And they know that we're gonna buy the product.
Yeah, they don't need no grand opening. They ain't taking no picture. They ain't celebrating nothing. So I'm like, at this point, we need to start celebrating our business on the 1 year anniversary after we done made some coins first. Forget all the picture taking and glitz and glam. What we standing out here with a ribbon for in front of the building we don't own?
Exactly. Okay, so let's read this together. Not trying to be funny, but NAACP is a big dinner. Amen.
Wait, I found out bad about them.
Maria, the realtor, the overhead is so expensive. Thank you. Y'all need to get out of y'all's heads about this opening these stores. Brick and mortars those are old and dated thoughts. Guess what? You know how many people I've had in here? Do you want to know how many eyes? Free advertisement. 3,000 people. Y'all couldn't get 3,000 people to walk by your store. Enough said. Enough said. She won't go bankrupt, but she still purchased from her directly. Queen, you missing the conversation though, sister. She has 7 different products, different departments. 7 different departments. She does not have a warehouse big enough to supply all of that and then distribute it. That requires money. She does not have that type of revenue coming in right now like that.
Right.
Y'all are not using your critical thinking skills. Y'all got to use your critical thinking skills. It's larger than that. And an online store is great, but you got to have the merchandise for it. You got to have the merchandise for it. And she has 7 different departments. 7, not 1, 7 different departments. It's not her fault, Lisa. Lisa, that's not her fault. How can you say that's her fault? So if you're trying to, we don't understand. Thank you. Come on. Tell him again. Where did he go? Where'd she go? There she is. Quick. We don't understand economics. Thank you. Y'all are not understanding economics and how business works. Demand to keep it up. Yes, it's a demand to keep it up. And not just the product itself. Not just the product itself. You got to replace that product, replenish that product. You can't just buy one product just because you think it's good. Not everybody else thinks it's great. And so she's purchased 10,000 because it's not like she can just go purchase one thing. She has to buy in quantity. So you're now telling me her 7 different departments, 7 different departments with all the products inside of it that she's going to be able to fulfill that. Business 101. You got to have the revenue and the money to do it. And y'all are missing the point. Now we can be discriminated against with getting business loans. We already were probably getting slighted. Now it's getting worse. Now some of the manufacturers and distributors might not even want to work with us because we're what? We're Black. Y'all got to look at the big picture. This is not a this affects a whole bunch of stuff, not just we need to boycott, and she needs to get her own, she needs to get her own, she needs to do it on her website, and she needs to do her own. It takes way more than that. It takes way more. Y'all keep watching these people. Why do you think Canva Beauty brought herself onto TikTok? She had her own website. Why do you think Bask and what was Bask and Lather? What was that their name? Bask, the beauty product,
It's on here, TikTok, basking lather.
yeah, Bask and Lather. Why do you they think it came on TikTok? Why do you think that Rihanna came on TikTok? Why do you think that it's another one came on TikTok? I just lost it. That's well known. Y'all are missing the point. Why do you think BB Judy was just on TikTok? She sold out on TikTok in 10 minutes. In like 10 minutes, all of her products, not just one, all of her products. And she's in a zillion doors. Y'all are not thinking about what this really entails. No, they don't understand debits and credits. No, y'all don't understand debits and credits. Y'all are missing the point. We got to stop expecting rules for checkers. Exactly. We got to play chess. This is not a checkers game. And we keep thinking on a checkers mindset. We keep thinking on a checkers mindset. This is chess. And the move that she made when she left Walmart, when Tabitha left Walmart, that was a chess move, so she thought. And guess what? They had a queen and bumped her knight. Okay? Y'all got to come on.
Understand chess all the way, but I was like, yeah, that sound right there. I don't know all the parts of the thing, but yeah, that's what happened.
So y'all got to come on with it. Right here, right now, y'all are a brand. Every one of y'all getting. We have to think outside the box. Yes, Hershey, y'all are not the. Yeah, Lisa, you're missing historical context. Love check. Yeah, we gotta move with purpose. You are a brand. Everybody that's on this app right now, you are a brand. You have more eyes on you than you would if you had a brick and mortar. Let's just really put this into perspective. If you had a store right now, y'all have 10,000 people that keep coming to your place. You won't, excuse me, you won't even talk to those 10,000 people. But you want 10,000 people to come to your brick and mortar. Everybody, she needs to have her own this. She have a brick and mortar and you won't even come in it. I'm just saying, or we'll say that it's too expensive because guess what? Her prices have to go up because she has what? She has salary she has to pay for. She has workers' comp she has to pay for. She has to pay taxes. She has to pay overhead in her suppliers, import, output, export, import, export. She has to pay lights. She has to pay mortgage. She has to pay insurance for the actual place. Y'all are missing what's required to have a brick and mortar. It's not just easy to say insurance. Yeah, it's not just easy to say have a brick and mortar. And it's not just easy to say to have a website either. Y'all keep saying, oh, just do a website. Just do a website. These people have gotten y'all to make it think it's just so easy. And I need y'all to start watching some videos that will show you and tell you I grew too fast and I'm broke now. I grew so fast and it hurt me because I didn't have any strategies and I didn't have a foundation in place. Y'all don't understand the foundational system things that you have to have in place. Tabitha now and anybody else that's in Target that's going to be selling their products because it's 1,088 products. 1,088. They now will be able to put a system in place that can transition them to do something else. But they can't just jump out the window. So what you're saying is walk in your house. You getting evicted right now. You need to jump. You need to pack up your entire house and move out right now. That's what you're telling her to do. A fire just came. It's a LA fire. The fire just came. And so she needs to just run out of her house and she doesn't have anything with her. That's what y'all are telling Tab to do. That's what y'all are telling. But that's what they're saying to do, Trap. That's exactly what they're saying to do. Auntie Tab needs to go in her house, get her keys, and run out of the house. She forgot her passport. She forgot her birth certificate. She didn't get any shoes. She didn't get any water for her puppy. She didn't get Chance's birth certificate. She didn't get Choice's birth certificate. She didn't get anything. She just ran out the house. That's what y'all are telling her to do right now. Y'all just, that's what y'all are telling Aunt Tab to do right now. Yes, come on up, sis. Yes, hey friend. Yes, you can come on up, sis. Do a request, sis. Come on, friend. Do a request. Hold on, let me see if I can grab you. We need to really think about and put into perspective how she has to move. Yes. Because Lisa, we don't have our own grocery stores because guess what? They're in locations that we don't own the real estate. If you own the real estate, then you can put your store right there. You put your store right there. Then you still need to get distributors that are going to supply you with the products that you need. You got to also have the money, the capital to actually put up for the suppliers to then supply the products that you need to put in the store. I'm sorry. Hi, friend. Hey, Gwen. How you doing? Oh, you know I already love that name because that was my late mother's name.
Oh, she's an amazing person then.
She was. Yes, she was.
I have thoroughly enjoyed your live. I think I've been on here probably 5 minutes, but you saying everything that's been bugging in my head. A lot of people don't understand what DEI actually is. Number one, they're confusing DEI with the framework for affirmative action. Not the same. Exactly. And they don't understand business. So I work retail. 20 years. I was a hiring manager, department manager, visual manager, all that. So I just want to talk about the boycott thought process real quick to show people how retail actually works. Because a lot of people have never even worked retail, period.
Tell it. Come on, sis. We listening.
What ends up happening with DEI, number one, when they roll out a DEI initiative, there is a team that is in place to go find talent to bring to that company so they can promote it. Meaning they have a contractual agreement with whomever it is. Meaning they have put money into that person, whomever they are. They have trained their staff. They have changed their marketing. They have changed its pitch. DEI framework is money. It's money. And they are putting money into our pockets and to the pockets of minorities. Removing DEI means they don't have to put all that money into that framework anymore. They no longer have to have trainings every time you hire a person. They don't have to do that. They can save them millions and trillions of dollars to scout brands. They have people literally who watch YouTube and watch influencers all day long to bring them to their companies to advertise. That's their job.
Can I stop you 1 second? Hold that thought. So the sister in the chat, I lost her. She was the DEI consultant. That means her business is gone because what did Gwen just say? Gwen just said they have a DEI team that they hired just to scour the department, just to scour the YouTubes and what to look for and how to maneuver. Her business is gone, and guess what I did? Those trainings that she would do, I was that corporate planner. I was that outside company that they hired
to make it correct, because it's a framework. People just get stuck on the higher part. Yes, DEI is a portion of hiring, but that's attached to, the EEOC, affirmative action, and equal rights. All of that is true, but it's such a small, intricate part. DEI, let's just take Target. DEI is Target investing millions and trillions of dollars into Black History Month, Mexican History Month, Asian History Month. All them cute t-shirts y'all buy, a DEI team made that shit up. A person made that. A person said, you know what? They're going to have an Asian American history parade this year in my city. They'll have people literally for that store bring in merchandise to capitalize on that event in that city. They'll ship it in quick because they know when they do the gay pride parade in New York, you know how much product gets flooded to New York simply because of that gay pride parade? DEI is money, honey. It is money. And they want to keep that money.
And the reason, I'm sorry, but the reason they targeted us first is because they said no Black History Month is because they want to cater to Flip.
Right.
They want to cater to Flip, and they want to they want to get back those customers, those evangelicals, those Christians that they lost.
They thought they lost.
That they lost. So how better to do it than to do it during Black History Month?
And what a lot of people don't realize, someone else stated it in the chat too, our rights and everything we have was added into the Constitution. So when they're creating different things, whether it be programs or policies or procedures, they're creating it for us intentionally, but every other minority falls up under it. So once you go to attack Black History Month, they have to attack Mexican History Month. They gotta attack Asian History America. They gotta attack gay. They have to. Everybody has a month except Caucasians. Why? Because you get taught their history every damn day. But every racial, cultural group physically has a month on the calendar. You can Google it, I swear. And it is cemented by federal law, which means Congress will have to abolish it. But him just talking about it makes it sound real. So people will push, oh, we don't have to celebrate it. We don't have to celebrate it. Yes, you do. By law, you are constitutionally bound to be able to celebrate federal holidays. Juneteenth, take the shit off. It's a federal holiday. Take it off. If they tell you you can't, they're lying. It is a federal holiday. If you're not closed, you should be paid for it. That stuff is law. He is baiting people to believe anything he says is not law, and the other side is so uneducated, they assume it's true and just repeat it. And then get us all wound up and hot and mad, but that's really not how it works. It's all about, at the end of the day, that is all about money. Now I'm gonna tell you how to smartly F with they money. Please get out a pen and paper. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. So
you ain't gotta tell me twice. Look, you ain't gotta tell me twice.
So there are 3 things that, and I'm gonna use Target and Walmart because they're the big ticket people right now. There are 3 things that make Target and Walmart money. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Credit cards, groceries, and national brands. That's it. Tabitha Brown is not making nobody millions and trillions of dollars. She's not.
Exactly.
They're spending millions and trillions of dollars to promote her. She's not. I'm not saying she's not profitable. I'm not saying it's not smart. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she is not their bread and butter. So it's easy to take away those brands because they're not our bread and butter. So if we decide to boycott Target, Walmart, whomever, and not purchase her product that's there, they can easily say, oh, her product is not performing. We're going to strip it off the shelves. And then they're going to do a charge back on our sis and make her pay the money they've invested into making that product.
Exactly. Wait a minute, Gwen. Wait a minute, Gwen. I need you to repeat that because that's what people are missing. Say that again, Gwen. They're gonna do what? They're gonna charge back what?
Charge back her product and tell her she owes them money. The same, think about it like this, the same way they do record labels to our black artists when they give them advances, but they have to pay them advances back, and we thinking they making millions and trillions of dollars and they broke. It's the same concept. They brought her merchandise in advance. They gave her a sales plan. This is what she has to meet. Why you think she always on the internet posting stuff that's in Target?
Come on,
she gotta sell it.
Come on.
To sell it.
So if we go ahead and purchase it out, all the black products, boom, we're done.
We're done.
She's contractually done.
She's contractually done. And she already came on a live and told us she has 1 year left. And then if they renew her contract, it's on her to say, I'm going to take it and go. Exactly. Or I'm going to leave. That's on her. But the lip bar, I watched her live too. She's been with Target for a complete 8 years. And she says she has watched so many businesses be shuttered because they're not performing at Target. So
exactly.
They remove them. So she said, I would rather finish out my contract and move on than Target try to bankrupt me. And that's what
then you missed the conversation because we had that conversation earlier. We had that when I first came on about an hour and a half ago. You missed that conversation because that's what the conversation started about.
Right. So let's get back to how they make money. So if we're gonna boycott, please find out what minority-owned, women-owned, black-owned businesses are there. Purchase those. These creators are going on lives and talking and telling us, I have a year left. I have 2 years left. My contract is almost up. Follow them. Find out when they are leaving the store and we don't have to buy those products anymore. And people are saying, well, if we still buy, we're still giving Target money. Let me tell you how to not give Target money. Cut your Target credit card up.
Ooh,
cut your Walmart credit card up.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I learned
don't just cut it up. Pay it off. Pay it off in three increments.
Yep, and cut it up.
And be done.
Because what I learned at JCPenney's when I took a credit card course, because again, they had to come and teach us anything we learn in retail. They're paying people to teach us. They're paying people to teach us these things, okay? I want people to understand. People think retail workers just go and stock shelves and check out. No, ma'am. It's a real live job and we do real live things. We are not all cashiers. It is a multifaceted business with a lot of moving parts. And I happen to be a manager of multiple departments and I was a hiring manager. So I saw a lot of the business itself, and my major is business, marketing, and economics. So I understand the piece behind it. So when I learned with credit cards, those big companies want.
We lost you. You said want, and you went silent.
Okay. Those companies want you to get a credit card for one reason and one reason alone. So they don't have to pay the processing fees to Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. They pay probably a 4% processing fee on every transaction that is not done with their card. When they're using their card, guess what? They have a bank. Their bank is the one that pushes and supports those cards. You're paying interest on that card. That interest to those banks is free money. That's money. So if you decide to not charge things off, if you decide to pay it, they're making no money off of you. So the credit card thing is the first thing. We need to get out of credit card debt anyway. So pay the card off, cut it up, and don't get a new one. Find you maybe a Capital One card that you can put everything on and get your gas points, your flight points, what have you. But all of them retail cards, no. It's making them money. It's not helping you.
Yep.
Number two, groceries. Walmart is the number one seller of groceries, period, point blank. Don't buy your food at Walmart. Buy it somewhere else. Buy it somewhere else. Number three, national brands. Pampers is sold everywhere. Buy the diapers someplace else. Target Up is only sold at Target. Don't buy it. Buy diapers at Costco.
Exactly.
That's where they make their money. They don't make it with our businesses. Our businesses just make them look good, but it doesn't necessarily make them their millions of dollars, and it won't make them profitable. So if we fight by being strategic with our dollar, that is better than just withholding our dollar, period.
Exactly. Thank you, sis Gwen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. There was a comment in here, y'all, that I need to address before I let Gwen down. I want Gwen to hear this comment. So I'm gonna let Gwen Audacity, she hadn't said anything. I'm gonna let Audacity address this comment. It's not the consumer's responsibility, though. I shouldn't be guilted into spending my money there. Audacity, you want to hit that, please?
Oh, okay. I was on I was in school with Gwen, and I was thinking like, why they push that app so much? What they getting from the app? I wanted to pose that question, but I'll answer what that comment was about. I'll say it like this because I don't really know how to answer that in a PC way, but I can tell you this based on my experience. I live in a non-black area of Chicago for the first time in my life. And just seeing how other people come together without needing to be convinced, without needing to, you ain't got to force their hand. You ain't got to put it in their face. They'll drive further. They'll spend more money. When we had the pandemic, and I'm on Restaurant Row, when we had the pandemic, it's an Indian restaurant over here. That Indian restaurant was closed, but they had cars pulling up. Them people wasn't eating from nowhere else. Every night they was eating from that Indian restaurant. And the restaurant wasn't even open, but they said, baby, you ain't gonna close your doors on our watch. We eating Indian food every night.
Come on,
We got to get to the point where we ain't got to be convinced. We ain't got to be persuaded. We don't need no coupon. We don't need no discount. We just rocking with it because it's us. And we rolling with it because that's what we got to do. Because if you talk to the Chinese people and you're trying to get in the beauty supply, some of them will tell you outright, we only sell to our people. And you can't even get them.
They only manufacture to their people. They will sell.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Manufacture. And not only, I'm sorry, they won't only just manufacture, they also will tell the other beauty suppliers not to manufacture to you as well.
Yep. And people complain about the price, but they don't understand that we can't buy in bulk and we limit it because some people only sell exclusively to their people. So we might have to pay a little bit more, which in turn trickles down to our consumer paying a little bit more. So I don't want you to feel like we pulling your leg and making you shop with your people. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. Because other people are doing it for their people, and we not going to be able to advance seriously on a major level until we get this thing together and understand that we have to, the fundamental thing that we have to support one another, which is something that should be very basic at this point. Our life depend on it, and our livelihood depend on it.
Exactly. And I think people miss that point when it comes to things are more expensive for us because we can't purchase in bulk until you pre-order, you put on a wait list, you put a deposit down. We don't have that revenue coming in. We don't have those major funds coming in on hold, just ready to spend that money to purchase those products and then you purchase the products, and then we have to sometimes get it in once you purchase it. We all have great ideas within us, and I think that's what everybody needs to understand. You all have great ideas within you, but guess what happens? You don't have the revenue or the money to make it happen. Just saying. Blue Magic is at the Asian beauty supply. Hold on, Asian beauty supply is not the real. No, it's not the real Blue Magic, y'all. Half of these brands. If we don't see that person, we don't see that person anymore. Like Mael. Mael sold to L'Oreal. L'Oreal is now watering down the product. We know that for a fact. We know this. And what do? We get mad because we know the sold to Procter and Gamble. Sorry, sold to Procter and Gamble. Yes. And we know what happens when there is mass distribution. What happens when there is mass distribution to stretch the dollar? What do? They cut back some things in your household. When you need to purchase something, what do? You cut back some things to purchase some other things. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's no different. And so that's why they cheapen the ingredients on us. They add chemicals. Yes. Yes, Black Chef. That's what they do.
That's how
What you
they
say,
make.
Gwen?
I said that's how they make the product stretch. Y'all remember the whole thing about Carol's daughter?
Yes.
She sold a while back, but she had her company and her storefront and everything for a long time,
And
and
nobody was buying anything.
nobody was buying anything. She went on Oprah, blew up and all of that, and she had to, sell. I think she had her company for maybe 20, 25 years. Anyway, my point is, people have always said her product felt different, it smelled different because they weren't using the fresh lavender that she was using. They were using processed lavender because it's cheaper, or she using coconut milk. They're using water. Like they're cutting the recipes to save money. Again, money that the creator does not see, because the creator is already paid again in her contract at the beginning, and they get a percentage. So when you notice a brand has sold, the creators 9 times out of 10 a stakeholder, or they get a percentage of the name or what have you. But the company they sold to, the way they're making money is they're selling the product at a higher price, number one. No, I'm sorry, they're selling the product at a lower price with lower quality so they can make it in bulk and distribute it over the world, where the person who owned it had to sell it at a higher price because, like you said, they have to buy their own items, buy their own labels, all this stuff. They can't afford to do what these larger companies do. That's why they sell their products.
Exactly. So I want to say thank you, Gwen, for coming up. I want to say thank you, Audacity, for coming up. I'm going to let a couple of more people come up. Okay, y'all?
Ma'am, you're welcome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
y'all so
Absolutely.
much.
Have a
You're
good
welcome.
night.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you, thank you. I have Trap coming back up. I'm gonna have her come back up, and then y'all, please remember, if you missed any of this conversation, I'm putting it on my YT, and it's just my name. Hey, Deshaun D. I'm putting it. I'm gonna just drop it over there. I'm not cutting, chopping, doing nothing. I'm gonna put it up there so you can see it. It already, and I'm live right now, so you really can listen to the live. How about that?
I'm so relieved to hear that, because some people in the comments are looking for actual definitive answers because they think that you're just having kind of a kvetch, as they say in Yiddish, like a B word and moan about the problem. And we have gone through the background of a lot of this and talked about solutions before you all came in. So I just wanted to get up here because me trying to type in a bunch of paragraphs to you all is becoming really ineffective, and I don't want you all to feel like I'm being disrespectful to you. So the main point that Gwen just literally took us to school on is the best thing to do is to continue to go to those places where Tab and those other Black people are going to be having their products for Black History Month and for the rest of their contracts. Purchase those things and then replace the other things on your list with other stores. I saw some people suggesting, what about Aldi's? What about Costco? That's come up on the list. And what I'm bringing up in the comments that I want to make sure you all are hearing me on is that we still, as a community, have to figure out solutions for people so that they are not left behind. Let's just shop bulk is not a solution for a low income, a mother, a disabled person. Groceries, eye care pharmacy. Walmart is leading, and I live in a low income area where that's the only grocery store for a very long ways away. And I'm from the DC area where it was also a bunch of food deserts. So it's someone just said Costco's not in my neighborhood. I'm talking to people like you. And also, I want to address the comment of someone saying that it's cheaper if I buy two cereals and it's $7. Yeah, except for the fact that if you're just making ends meet, you might not have $7 to spend on cereal, or you might not have been meaning to spend that much on your groceries. I used to shop bulk, and I understand how expensive it is. So we need to be able to make sure that we have two places. Thank you in the comments that say you have no choice. I understand. That's you all are who I'm talking to. We have to make sure that we're finding grocery stores that we can pair with it. We can't just say don't shop Walmart. We have to say, maybe, do you have a Costco? Do you have a Aldi's? Aldi's doesn't have the main brands. They are a German company. I shop at Aldi's, but I still have my husband does the grocery shopping, to be honest, because he's a stay-at-home dad. But he still has to go to Food Lion because we don't have Planet Oat Milk we don't have the things we want. It's not that we're asking for astronomical things, but we're still trying to stay healthy and at peace with our spirit and the things that make us happy and the things that we want to be able to purchase. It's not just about being frivolous. And I think that waters down the conversation that when we start getting against each other and saying, well, you just don't want to do it, that takes away from the collective people like me and people like Deshaun. I'm sure you coming up, you're probably coming from the same perspective. People who are trying to organize real solutions so that you all are able to execute it is the best way to organize. And so people like us are going to think about the issues as they arise or as we think of them, because we're thinking, well, what about disabled people who can only go to this store, who only get the stuff from Instacart? Their shopping bill is going to double sending somebody. You all are mentioning Sprouts. My Sprouts is in the city that's above me because it's so low income down here that they will not bring a health food store down here. I love Sprouts, and it's 30 minutes away. So my shopping bill, if I was disabled, if I was a single mom, order from Amazon. Amazon's on our list, is it not? So we need to be
we ain't ordering from Amazon.
we need to be realistic and collective about these conversations. And again, look, you can look at the live. We're having conversations about how do we take this offline and how do we organize. But I just want you all to understand that we're not just saying one single way is going to solve this. We're trying to have a conversation. This is a conversation. It's not an argument. This is a conversation about, yes, create a database from where I can advocate.
Yes, Trinity, let's go.
Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, and if you look at the live, you can go to the link in my bio. I already have a platform that's not on TikTok. That's just a community building platform. It's just like a website you go to where I'm going to make a section for this because I have other people I work with that are white that have immediately said, Crystal, do you need a list of places that we can replace those other things with this week? So I've been trying to collect this and get this out to people because I understand you all's frustration. But if someone doesn't lead the charge and have conversations like this, if I didn't come across Deshaun today, you have a bigger platform than me, even though I had the idea, you have a bigger platform than me. If we didn't have these conversations, then we're not going to come up with a solution. So in the comments, just understand that the conversations are about realistic solutions, not about arguing.
Okay, so thank you, Trap. BK Chef, how you doing, sis? Thank you for coming up. We appreciate you for coming up. What is your perspective? BK Chef, you got this. There she go.
Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. You went offline for a second. We can see you.
Okay. Oh God, I just came across your live and like like the other sister said, Gwen said first 5 minutes she was just you got so much information, like Trap and Gwen gave some realistic solutions and how we can collectively do this. I had to close my restaurant in 2023 and it was a lot of it is due to lack of support.
Yes.
And people don't understand, and people can say, oh, I spend my money where I want. This whole mindset is, and you're not looking at the bigger picture of how this affects all of us, right?
Yes.
I'm in Brooklyn, New York. The gentrification is like
real.
It's real. It's so real that they now
New York. BK Chef,
yeah.
I just moved back from New York, so I know.
Yeah, and the agenda now is to financially starve all the Black businesses out of the neighborhood. So they intentionally don't support us so that we can go away and fade into the night. And that's what their goal is. I live on a block, and I live on, like, in a busy street in my area. There are 3 white bars in 1 block radius. 3 white bars, and they all stay packed.
Packed. Stay packed.
Packed. They the one that opened, they didn't even have no sign, no awning, no nothing for a long period of time. But what happens with them is that they have an unspoken agreement with one another where they're going to support each other. When they open,
Hold on, Black Chef. Black Chef, hold on. Let's address something. I don't mind spending and supporting black businesses, but the customer service be terrible. But continue to go to you'll continue to go to Walmart. You'll continue to go to McDonald's. You'll continue to go to Lowe's that have horrible customer service and spend your money. But you
and buy your Chinese food behind a
and buy
plexiglass, and you don't even
Chinese,
know
buy
what's going
Chinese
on. And I
food
owned my
and go to
restaurant was an old Chinese restaurant. I would never eat. If you would have seen the conditions, it took me 6 months to renovate that space because the way the Chinese people had it, it was disgusting. They buy their gradings for their food, for their restaurants. They buy them. They pay somebody to give them an A when they should be closed.
Thank you.
The sanitary conditions are deplorable. And they
Okay,
in
hold
our
on,
neighborhoods.
Hold on, let's address another person. Somebody keeps saying buy DEI, but you're the same person that's saying buy DEI. You'll be the same person that'll be crying because your daughter is pregnant and she can't get what? She can't get funded
Yeah.
for her clothes business because it's women owned. Because it's not just for us. Y'all keep thinking it. Y'all need to learn what DEI stands for, because y'all keep thinking it's us. Or you're gonna say, "Oh, my father was opening a business that's disabled, and he can't get a contract now because old Flip is making fun of disabled people, and he ain't giving you contracts." So I need you to learn what DEI is, Panamania, before you talk all that talk. Okay, I'm sorry, BK, keep going.
No, you're good. And a lot of people don't understand that those same Chinese restaurants, they all order together. They
Yeah,
all order together. When they are in a 15, 20 block radius of one another, so they order in pallets of chicken wings when I can only afford 2 cases.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
nobody understands the dynamics. Like I said, the neighborhood that I live in, 3 white bars in 1 block. On the next block, there's 2 black bars. One is for the older people, one is for the little, younger crowd. And I go and support the older bar, the barkeep, because she's a staple in the neighborhood, and we have to support one another. I've partnered with someone else. They have a restaurant that they're not using the kitchen anymore. I'm running my menu out of there. We're building up the business. The business is going, it's gaining traction right now. But the whole thing is, when you in a neighborhood that's gentrified, it's a struggle, and people don't understand. I promote, get people in. And people always want to spew that narrative of black people don't know how to do business, because they use that as an excuse to not support us. Just say you don't
Exactly.
want to support us. There are a
Exactly.
lot of us that do business very well, and we know how to be
Exactly.
cordial. When people come in, I know how to greet them. I know how to take care of them. I have elders that come into my place, and they come in and I shut the whole restaurant down and serve 30 elders. So I don't know, and serve them and play their blues music, and they be cutting up a rug and stuff like that. I know how to serve my community, but is my community serving me?
Come on now, sister. Say it again. Come on now.
Is my community serving me?
Facts.
Because people will always say, "Oh, black people don't know how to do bit." You just say you don't want to support us and just keep it pushing. Like, I don't mind. I'm not offended. I'm not upset. You don't want to support us? Just stop talking about us.
Or stop going into the establishment. Somebody just said that it was going so fast. Stop going into the establishments with the attitude. How about that? How about
The
just stop?
customer is not always right. The
The
customer is
customer
not
is
always
not
right.
always
I don't
right.
even have people. I don't even have Chinese people on my feet. I go to the black nail salon, whatever it is, I pay them. $40 for a pedicure, I'm paying $40. You know why? Because when I go in there, they whip out the equipment that's been sterilized in the packet. They open it up in front of me. And you go to the Chinese, they got that little box that they put the stuff that's only swirling around germs. My daughter is a nail tech. That stuff is not sterilizing they not sterilizing the equipment at all. Anybody has ever sat in a nail salon, in a Chinese nail salon, have you ever seen the Department of Health come in there? I've never seen them come in there. They pay them off.
Nope. Boys the Top just said, but there are lots of black business owners that make it bad for others. And so what does that mean? So you don't go in Targets because you had bad customer service at the Target cashier. So you no longer go in Targets because that one cashier you didn't like. She had a bad day and she was real disrespectful to you. So you're not going in there anymore because that cashier was bad. No, you keep going back in Targets because guess what? You won't.
The customer is not always right. I don't know who said that. The customer is not always right. No. I'm so sorry. I don't live by that. The customer is all right. I will make sure I would go out my way to take care of the customer, but if the customer is going to continuously be difficult, you are not right. And I'm not going to kiss your ass. That's just the basic. I will appease you. I will try to resolve any issue. I will apologize till the cows come home. I'm not kissing your ass. And black people hold black businesses to this standard, yes, all the way up here, but then they'll go buy their Chinese food behind a plexiglass. Make that make sense.
And they won't even look up at them when they ordering their food.
No, you got to argue with them for extra duck sauce, and then you go back in there the next day and go buy chicken wings and French fries.
Come on now, tell it. Come on.
You would argue with them about an extra duck sauce. Arguing them to put extra they don't want to give you nothing extra. Nothing.
But we'll cuss you out if you don't give them a 2 extra packets of ketchup. If you forgot to put the ketchup in there, then they gonna go on Google and discredit you.
Yep. Tear your business down in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. But you know, the Chinese people, they don't care. That's why they have 2 Chinese restaurants in on every block in New York, because they know they gonna get their money. Black people gonna give them their money, regardless of what kind of service they providing.
Yep.
We have to change our mindset. We have to really get with the program, or we gonna be non-existent. People can come with the mentality of, oh, I'm gonna spend my money where I consciously spend my money with my people. There's a sister who got her own makeup brand. She's no longer in Sephora, and she be on TikTok selling her stuff. On her contract ended with Sephora. How I know? When I went in there and I was like, what's going on? Why I can't get her stuff anymore? So the rest of her inventory is being sold online. They're not putting it back in the store.
No, it's not.
But you can get it from her.
No, Audacity is asking, was it Canva Beauty? No, it's not Canva Beauty. No,
it's Danessa. It's Danessa Myrick.
Danessa is still in there. She's not in y'all's. She's still here in Texas. She's still in.
Yeah, we can order her stuff online, because the girl in Sephora told me that they may not bring it back in the store here, but you can buy it online. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it online, but I'm still going to support her.
Hey, King, I need you to get it right, brother. We're not the only people stealing. You need to check those. Hold on, somebody else said something. We need to bring back. Yes, bring Black Wall Street. Yes, we need that. Is she still in Houston? Yes, she's still in the Houston Safari. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's still
Juvia's place. There's a lot of brands that are out there.
Yes.
That we need to support.
Yes, Sweet Life. Yes, they only gave her an end cap. Well, in Houston, she's actually in an end cap, but it's a visible end cap that high traffic goes by. You
Today I sat with a
you
farmer
have fasting
today.
all day, but you
So
need to
so
invest in administration. Okay, hold on. How many people they can have means when help we've been trying for years. Hold, I'm reading the comments. Wait, I'm in Brooklyn. That's horrible. Somebody said I'm in Brooklyn. Hold on. BX is doing a lot, but not all areas. Yeah, BX is doing a lot. She said Bronx is doing a lot. I mean Brooklyn is doing a lot, but not a lot of areas. That's why she probably got moved out of there on purpose by black whenever possible. Yes. Talking about Black Wall Street black. Yes.
yeah, I sat with a farmer today. These egg prices are out of control. I sat with a farmer who has an egg farm, and he's a black farmer in upstate New York. Him and his wife, they have um 1,000 chickens that lay a day. Most of the chickens lay an egg a day, so they're trying to find a way to get these eggs down to us so that we at the restaurant, people, the elders and people in the community can come buy eggs for a lower price, not just for me and my in the restaurant for my use, but the use of the community. These
Exactly.
elders, these elders and people who don't have the money to actually go out here and spend $9 and $10 for a dozen of eggs, we can get them cheaper. Then we can give it to them, distribute it, and sell it to them
Yes.
cheaper.
What do you know the name of the black? Somebody's asking, do you know the name of the black farmer?
It's called JJJ Farms.
Okay, y'all heard it. JJJ Farms. Thank you so much, Black BK Chef. I appreciate you for coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, sis. Thank you for coming up.
Hi,
Go
thank
ahead.
you. I appreciate you letting me grace your very wonderful platform.
Thank you. Thank
I
you. Thank
think I love this topic so much because I was in everybody's comments just like, yes, we got to do this for ourselves. That's what I've been saying and all
you.
this. So I just wanted to just put my 2 cents, like what, I agree with what, I think it's Black Chef. She was saying some good things. I noticed that for when it comes to like all the products that we have, I'm noticing that there's a lot of complaints about how we're being treated. And then we have people like Pat McGrath, Janessa Myricks, Fenty, when we got the other Nigerian sister beside Juvia's Place, and then I think she does anyways, and they were YouTubers. But we have so much stuff because it's like I hate to see like we talk about their products and of like other people and then they do something really bad and then it's like we have to talk about like how they're treating us. I feel like with everything that has happened, it's kind of giving us the push to do our own initiative. And
Yes.
I didn't know this, but I didn't realize that, there was nothing when I went to university where I could check a ticking or a tick, was it the tick the box for affirmative action to be funneled somewhere or DEI to be funneled somewhere. I just had to like do the application, show them my transcript. So when they say things like that, what was happening is like everybody was benefiting from these initiatives, but we were getting the shame like we were charity.
Yes.
So we didn't get anything out of it. We were just bearing the shame of this is a handout because our
Exactly.
blackness was present there.
Exactly.
It was just such a like a nasty trick.
And
And
people have
maybe it's for the best that it left. And I know it doesn't sound right, but
no. It's not for the best because it's not just affecting us.
yeah,
It's affecting our 80 American disability. It's affecting
exactly.
it's affecting everybody. It's not just he's made us the forefront, but it's not just
Hmm.
affecting us. And
Hmm.
that's what he's put that connotation in people's brain, but it's not just affecting us. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's a whole lot of people, like you said, disabilities, a whole lot of things, and women and mothers. Like it's been like, I don't know, but and I just don't agree with it. Like sometimes when you watch the movies and you're like, how was the character going to get delivered from this crazy plot? And it's so many uncanny things are happening that is
Yes.
a part of their deliverance. It just looks stink right now.
Yes, it does. And look, okay, look, somebody broke it down. because I haven't. If y'all okay, so I haven't said this much, but if y'all want to hear this replay, I'm dropping this. It's live on my YouTube right now. I'm gonna end the live right now. So if you have a YouTube, please understand. If
Yeah.
you go live on there, if you go live on your YouTube, those are counting towards your watch hours. So please be aware of that. If you go live on there while you're on your TikTok, those watch hours are going towards the watch hours that you need to be monetized. This is all I
Ooh.
talk about. I talk about things, all things content creation, monetizing, not just TikTok. I'm not just focused on TikTok because we need to, like we diversify our money, we need to diversify our content. And in my content, I have a pivot plan. Haven't talked about it once. It's in my standstill. I talk about how you can pivot all of on your platforms. So that's just my shameless plug. You can find me on YouTube, same name. And if you want to purchase my standstill, it's in there. And I wrote this, not Chat GPT. Now, age, religion, disability, gender, orientation, etc. Thank you, Capricorn Confession. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And people, you need to understand that. People are just because he put the framework of just our black, he put black on it. And so that's all people are hearing. That's all they put in their ears. They're not really thinking about what it all entails. People don't seem to understand when you're gone on maternity, all these people that are so excited, let your person go. Thank you for subscribing. Everybody that subscribed to my YouTube, I appreciate you. Guess what? Everybody, all y'all have somebody that might go on maternity leave. You might go on maternity leave. Guess what can happen to you now? You could actually get laid off and not take family leave while you're on disability, while you're taking a family emergency, while your spouse or you're pregnant. Yeah, this is bigger than just us. Y'all got to think about this. Come on. We have a new person. Let me
I
welcome her
think
in.
that I'm listening. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for actually allowing me to
You
join you
are
live.
very
And,
welcome.
and I've been listening. But I think it's more or less that when people, we don't do a lot of critical thinking. And so when you say DEI, because it was put in place
Yes.
because of Africans Americans. So when they
Yes.
say it, but they don't realize it's for blacks and people of color. It's going to affect all of them. And the thing of it is that all these things that Donald Trump is doing, all these things was inclusive in the 2025. But nobody, because he kept saying that he tried to distance himself away from it, but all the time that was his agenda. Now, I have said, I'm in Louisiana. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I'm contracted with the state here. I provide outpatient behavior health, and I also have a private practice where I do individual counseling. And so, what I find here in Louisiana, me being a black owning my own company, 2 locations, I get more pushback from African Americans than I do from the dominant race and other minorities. I mean that though it seems like if they're geared to see me fail, or they're not consistent. They do and so that's the mindset of African Americans. And I personally, and I don't mean any harm or disrespect when I say this, but I call it a slave man mentality.
No, that's
You
no
know,
disrespect.
that,
That's what it is. Call it what it
you
is.
know,
Call it what it
so
is.
and then that's what because they were taught. Our ancestors were taught that from slavery, and they had the house, what they call the house niggas, and they had the field niggas, and they had to keep the vision because they was fearful if they came together they might revolt and go back to Africa. So they had to keep that division, and that's something that has passed down from generation to generation. Yes, here in Louisiana, we do have a young lady here that has started a Black Wall Street, and they have a lot of politicians that support her endeavor. But the thing of it is, even with that, it's still not enough black businesses here that actually participates in her Black Wall Street agenda. So with that is the issue is we have let's be honest, We have Vietnamese, we have Iranians, we have Hispanics, and they all come into black. And I've been saying that, I've been preaching that here in Louisiana forever. They come in our communities, they drop their businesses in our communities, they take all our monies out of our community, they do not give back to the community, they do not hire the blacks in the community, and blacks, they will not stop patronizing them. If you go, like the lady said earlier, you go into a black store, oh my God, I just offended you. If I don't say thank you to you, but you can go into these other stores and
And
they
they
can
don't
treat
even
you.
look at you.
Yeah, and the thing over there is what really, and you see my nails. I don't know if you can't see it. I don't even have nails on for the simple reason is you go in there and then they want to start speaking Vietnamese. You don't know what I ordered the earphones that they say you could translate all the languages. Because look, I want to know what you're saying here. But I've gotten to the place that you come into my community. And that's what we as a black race has to see. We bring more money into this country than any other race of people, but our monies don't stay in our community. Why? Because we have to buy hair, we got to go get our nails done, and we got to be insulted in these restaurants, and we have to get poor quality of food from these restaurants. Don't even know what they're feeding you. But yet and still, you'll go there and you'll patronize them. And you know what it is? I think it's a status thing of a sense of importance
Oh
because
yeah.
you allow yourself to be degraded by them.
Yes.
If an African American say or anything that you, it's like you looking for something to be offensive about. It's
Yes.
looking like you want to have some type of accusation to make against them. And until we as a people learn to come together and stand together in unity. I was yesterday. I was trying to get on there. And they wanted to know should blacks join in with supporting a deportation, mass deportation. My thing of it is this: I live in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, and before Hurricane 9/11, my neighbors didn't even speak to me.
Come on now,
They
speak.
did not even
Speak on
speak.
it.
When 9/11 struck, I saw my neighbor in a gas station. He told me about how we had to band together and for patriotism. I told my girlfriend, I said, all these people out here with these Confederate flags, I said, I need to get me a black African flag because I need to represent. She said, girl, leave them people alone because she know how I am. She said, girl, leave the people alone. But now you want us to band together because we've had an attack. But before that, I'm your neighbor. You wouldn't even speak to me. You see what I'm saying?
Don't you put that black flag. You're gonna come out there with a cross in the front of your house. Don't you
Yeah.
dare.
Yeah, look, that's why my girlfriend told me. She said, "Girl, leave the people alone." But I mean, that's the mindset that they have, and and they have the mindset because I got my bachelor's and my master's from the University of New Orleans. So if you know anything about the totem pole, and the totem pole, you can't classify people, races of people, and the lowest class of people in America is the American Indians, and the next lowest class of people is blacks. That's how they have us categorized in this country. Until we learn to come together and stand in unity and to be able to support each other. Because when our ancestors came through Reconstruction, they were able to build cities, they was able to build schools, they was able to open banks. So what is it different between them and us? That we can't do the same. There's no unity, and it's like everybody and crabs in a basket because like I say, I have had more opposition in trying to run my company here that I with my own people than I've had with anybody in this state, and it
You
shouldn't be that, but that's what it
you don't have to
is.
tell me, sister, you preaching to the choir. Do you hear me? You are preaching to the choir. I just left New York and I can tell you some stories.
So
So you are preaching to the choir.
but that's what I'm saying. But you know what? Even in this situation here, and yeah, like I said yesterday, a massive deportation. You basically spoke to us. You got a mindset that you think you better than us.
Yeah.
You come here and you want to assimilate. You want to assimilate and pretend that you're Caucasian and you're not, but because of your skin color and your hair, you want to assimilate. And so, in that assimilation, you want to disconnect from African Americans, period. But now, since we're in this mass deportation, so now you want to gravitate back over here to people that you don't have no respect for, no respect and no regard for. You feel like it's beneath you, and now you want us to get out and rally for you.
We have
You
that
know,
going here on Tech. We have that going in here in Texas. But guess what? You voted for him, y'all. FAFO. I ain't doing nothing.
Thank
What
you.
did y'all saying? Somebody said it in the comments. 92%. We minded. I'm drinking my water and minding my business.
Thank you. Thank you. And I look at I was taught you got 6 months to mind your business and leave 6 months to leave the other people persons alone. So you mind your business and I'm gonna mind mine. Cause none of that. I mean when the point of it is, and I don't understand that concept that and the reason why they do that, and I need everybody to listen to me carefully. The reason why they do that because they know the struggles that African Americans have had in this country. So now they want to play on our struggles, and so they want us because they haven't. So they want us to identify with their struggles from the struggles that our ancestors have had, and that we are still having here now. And I tell people all the time, I said, let me explain something to you: the difference between immigration. See, people that migrated here because they came here looking for a better lifestyle. You left your country for I don't know what type of perils you had going on there, but you made a conscious choice to come to America because you were seeking better way of life and better opportunity. My ancestors came here on a slave ship. And they didn't have no choice. They were brought here. They were forced to come here. And I am a descendant of that. You don't have nowhere to take me. Even if you said you wanted to deport me and every other African American, where would you take us? Because you don't know where to take us at for the simple reason you don't even know what tribe or what part of Africa you took my ancestor from. And that's why I have a problem with people when they have races against other African American Africans that's been spread all throughout this world because of the slave trade, because these people are descendants of the same villainization that our ancestors was. They black, they speak a different language because guess what? We black, we just speak English. If you're in Spain and you speak Spanish and you still black, you just let pick up the native tongue. You see what I'm saying? But it don't change the fact that the ancestors are descendants that came on somebody's slave ship, and the only slave ship that I know, and they don't do nothing right now for Haiti because that's the only people that revolted against Napoleon and run his tail back to France, and that's why they can't get no help over there now because of the
Oh,
fact
but Haiti,
that those.
Haiti said they voted for Trump. They voted against their own interests.
Oh, they did. That's how
They voted
ignorant.
for their own
Ain't
interests.
that some ignorance bliss, isn't it? Now, well, why would you, somebody, and the thing of it, why would you vote for somebody that, let me say something, and I'm going to be done. And Donald Trump first bid for president, he said he was going to send the people back to Africa to the shithole. That should have been enough right there.
That's it.
I
That's
didn't
all.
say that.
Thank
He
you so
said
much
that.
for
First
coming up.
bell.
I appreciate you.
He said it. You're welcome. So I'm done. But I mean, I'm gonna leave it with this. Until we, as a group of people, we was taught division by the dominant race. But it's time to, like you said, change your mindset and realize that unless we stand together, this morning scripture reading said, "A house divided will fall."
Yep.
A house divided will fall. If we continue to live in division, you can look for the African American race to fall. It's just
Yep.
that simple. Now, thank y'all so much for allowing me to come on,
Oh,
and y'all
you're
enjoy
very
the rest of the
welcome.
evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Miss K, I'm sorry. I had to welcome
No,
you.
you're okay. I appreciate her. I really like I tell my parents this. I'm thirsty for the aunties to speak. We're waiting for them to speak because I know they watching, and I understand why they're silent at first because we younger people have been heady, and sometimes I get it. But when like she said everything she said was a word because we have the privilege that they are sharing is with each other. We can give ourselves privilege as well. We can give each other the privileges that we ask for each other rather than getting the other someone else to give us the privilege. So what we determined as those dominant people's privilege, they're actually giving it to each other. I
Yeah.
give you the privileges to have da da da. We
Yes.
can give that to each other. So when we're crabs in a bucket now, then we're zero out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Hmm.
And we
I'm gonna get
watching.
down from your
Listen to
stage,
the.
so I let other people talk.
Just think about it like this. We see it every day on here on this app.
Oh yeah.
Prime example. Prime example. We
The
see it right here on
foolishness.
this app. Another thing is, I have been on here. Let me tell you how long. Let me tell you how long. I have been on here for 2 hours and 28 minutes. And do you know I'm only at 28,000 taps?
Yikes, y'all doing my sister bad. Why y'all doing my sister that?
But
Now
that's what
come
I'm.
on now.
It,
And I've
it's
been liking and liking
it's
y'all.
a
How
it's
many
a
of us?
mentality of oh, why should I help you? You ain't doing nothing for me.
Hmm. But then we take our little $600 and go to Lululemon and cry.
And Lululemon don't even want you there. If I see another one of these YouTubers with some Lululemon on, I'ma scream. I'm so sick of them.
And then this is how they come on the screen. They come on the screen. Okay, story time. What happened? I'm like, girl, you could have given your $600 to somebody in the community who probably could give you better products, and you'll feel it's money well spent because it's circling amongst yourself. Anyways, thank you so much.
Oh, you are very welcome. You are very welcome. Y'all, tonight was fun. Tonight was, I call it really people. We're going to really talk about this. So tonight was fun. I enjoyed it. I have another thing that I'm doing with my sister 50 Shades of Lee. I'm sorry, I didn't put it up. 50 Shades of Lee. I'm having that on Thursday. It's called it's with reading. We're going to be discussing setting boundaries. And let me put that up really quick for you so you can see that. That's taking place and I'm going to move out the way. That's taking place this weekend, this Thursday at 6:30. This Thursday at 6:30 at Eastern Standard Time. And so we need to also discuss that as well. So it's going to be in my stories. It's going to be on, I've already placed where you can register for it. Hold on, I need to get the smaller one. Hold on, let me see if that one works better. No, it didn't. But this is what it looks like. We're going to have a conversation about boundaries, no boundaries. It's called No Boundaries. We're going to discuss the book. We're going to actually discuss the book Setting Boundaries. It's this Thursday. So if you'd like to join us in the conversation, we would love to have you. Please make sure you go and look at there's a registration for it. The reason we just want to see how many people that would like to attend, have a discussion with us. It's an open dialogue. We have to start having these open dialogues with one another because I believe in everybody shining. If you ever come to any of my lives, you will see, you will know. If I know something, you gonna know it. Because there's no person that should ever be left behind in anything that we do. Ever. We are community. If we move like a community, we can grow like a community. But we first have to move like a community. And if we think about it, we see it, we hear it, we gonna talk about it. That's all we gonna do. But we gotta think about it first. We really gotta get our mindset right on us moving in unison and correctly and not moving off emotion. We can't move off emotion. He's trying to evoke emotion in us. We are smarter. We already know we're smarter. Come on, y'all. We know we're smarter. So with us moving smarter, we got to strategize. And not everything needs to be said. Y'all, if we have a whole conversation like this, y'all know what I said. Everybody don't need to know in the comments what I said. Everybody in the comments don't need to know what we said. Everybody in the comments don't need to know what we say. Everybody don't need to know. So that's why Tab had to put out an 8-minute conversation, a statement. We already have a code within ourselves that they cannot figure out. Y'all just knew what I said without even saying it. If y'all agree with me, put some yellow hearts in the chat. Put some yellow hearts in the chat. If y'all knew what I just said and I ain't even said. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. We got to move like we've never moved. We got to be strategic about that, because right now he's trying to evoke emotions, and everything he does, he's going to try to evoke our emotion. And that's what we got to think about. We got to move with this and not with this. We got to move in this and not with this. Because guess what? They move with this. They play chess. And everybody keeps saying, oh, well, we can sue and we can do this. Do y'all not realize he done stacked the decks on every level? Go sue. And you know what happens? He already took out the EEOC. Go sue. And he already has the judges in place. Go sue. And he's already put the Supreme Court in those levels. Go sue. And he's already put the senators and Congress in place. Go sue. And he's already put the higher courts in place. Y'all got to think smarter. He did away with the civil division. So anything, the body cams, watch when they disappear. But he done already pissed off the popos, so I don't know. Why y'all love racism? What are you talking about, sis? What are you talking about? Anyway, y'all got to think smarter, not harder. Y'all making this hard. There's nobody to fight for your civil rights anymore. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the police are mad. Yes, the police are mad. So we might have a fighting chance because the police are not happy. They not happy at all. So we might have a fighting chance. The police are furious, to say the least. Yes. Exactly, Mary. We're stuck on every level. We're stuck on every level. So we got to move smarter. We got to move smarter. Miss Martine, I'm sorry. The thing is, so if I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Because he let those January 6th tyrants out, and they kill police officers. They kill people. They kill people. Like, come on. We got to worry about, thank you. And the police officers are not happy with him at all. So you're saying it was okay for those police officers to get killed? I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that word. Executed? Come on. Yes. Official, yes. Official, yes. Officially, K, yes. Exactly. Unalive, right, Mary? That's what I need to say. Unalive. Interesting. He didn't say anything about it. Oh no, he said they were great people that did it. He said that. I don't blame him either. I would be pissed too. They learning. They learning from the betrayal. Yep. They learning who really had their backs. The community. Exactly. Exactly. The community. That's just your husband. That's just your husband. I need you to go do some research, sis. That's just your husband. Yeah, right? He has a whole militia behind him now. right? But some of those people don't like him too. Remember how some of these people got taken out from within. So y'all better remember that. Because remember, he didn't giving some people some jobs that are not equipped to take care of us. To not taking care of the country. Right? Next it'll be martial. Tell him, Mary, next he'll try to implement martial law. Yeah, thank you, Sandra. He's scared of what thank you, Sandra. Yes. Yes. Yes, Sandra. So let me put this up again, y'all, one more time before I get myself off of here. Apply. Hold on. I think this is it. Nope. There it is. Did I do it right, y'all? You're supposed to raise your hand and it doesn't. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to do it so y'all can see. Because I want it to be a sticker. It's green. I know, and I never can get this right, y'all. Nope, it didn't do it. Oh well, it'll be in my stories. I'm gonna put it in my stories. I created an event for it already. It's no boundaries. That's what we're having the topic on Thursday. I appreciate y'all for joining me. If you want to join my YT, if you missed any of the conversation previously, we started at like 9 p.m. East. I'm on Central Time. We started at 9. It's on my YT channel. My YT channel is my same exact name, so you won't miss it. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all do nothing else. Y'all remember you're a brand. If you got more than 500 people on this app, you got more people than a brick and mortar gets to walk by your store. So y'all do what you do, and y'all do it grand and great. And remember that if you have a business, talk about your business. These are eyes, these are free eyes. These are free eyes that's on you. So please utilize those eyes for your business. Utilize those eyes for your business. Also, if you want to get the pivot plan, I got it in my I have it in my profile. And if you I think I put a discount on there. If you put pivot in the discount, you'll get a discount on it. Join my mailing list if you want to join my mailing list. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I'm sure I'll be on here tomorrow at some point. Turn your bell notifications on. It's in the bio. Yep, it's in the bio. Turn your bell notifications on. The coupon code is called Pivot. Turn your bell notifications on. I will be on tomorrow. I'm just not sure what time. We're going to have another conversation. Okay? We're going to have another conversation. Y'all have a amazing evening. Talk to y'all later. Have fun in these TikTok streets. Bye. Make sure if y'all get off your live and you don't hit your goal, your goal, make sure you clear your goal out before you go off your live. You don't hit your goal, clear out your goal before you go out of your live. Don't go out of your live without clearing out your goal. So say you hit your target, so it makes the algorithm think that you hit your target. All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening.